Good afternoon, good morning everyone. Today I come back with another video after a while. I was busy a lot with life and work and didn't get time or space to start making some videos and uploading them. This time I've found a special moment or special case to start uploading again, and I think it's obvious that this is gonna be about the man himself, Magnus Carlsen, the GOAT. For me and for most of you, everyone agrees he's one of the best ever, if not the best. So, Magnus Carlsen is turning 35 this month. Quite a journey for the best player and the #1 chess player in the world right now. So why not taking this opportunity to analyze one of his best games ever. I personally like this one and I wanted to share with you. We can analyze and see some of the ideas this crazy man has during games. This was actually played in Norway Chess 2005 against a Norwegian. I can't really pronounce his name, but we can say he's called Talagsen. So this is the opponent in the black pieces and Magnus Carlsen in the white pieces. And for this game it starts with knight to f3, the ready opening, and his opponent responded with knight to f6. From here we can play lots of moves. We can like transpose like this to the English opening, or we can go ahead and I don't know, we can play the Queen's Gambit declined like this, or we can just play like d4 and go with the Trembowski, or it is called here the Tor attack in this variation. So let's go back. For this game, Magnus Carlsen opted for the English opening, and his opponent played normally just a pawn to e6, trying to be solid. Magnus taking the center. This is very typical chess. Everyone should be opting to use these kind of tips in the games. You always want to control the center, develop your pieces, and try to castle as fast as you can. But here his opponent played something maybe weird or not played so much on the top level, which is trying here to do the Queen's Indian defense by fianchetting the bishop on d7. Magnus doesn't care about that. He wants to develop his bishop to g2 and right away castle and start his attack. But here his opponent went for bishop to a6. He's eyeing this pawn. He's trying maybe to take Magnus out of his prep or something like that, but Magnus really good with his openings. He always knows what to play and what to do in such positions. He solidifies his position. He protects his pawn with pawn to b3, protecting that. So this bishop here in this position is loose. You see that the evil bar is moving a bit, giving more advantage to Magnus. Here he takes, his opponent takes back. This doesn't change anything in the position. Magnus easily fianchet to his bishop and can really castle right now. Yeah, his opponent went to develop his pawn to d5. This is a very solid setup against the fianchet to the bishop on d7. So putting his pawns on the white squares, yeah, blocking the vision of the bishop later, and that's what you should do at this position. Magnus castles, his opponent develops his knight. Maybe he could go right away for bishop now, but yeah, I think he wanted to put his bishop on d6, which maybe has more vision here, and allowing himself to castle. Magnus finishes his development and his opponent castles, and now we enter the intermediate phase of the game. Both have developed their pieces and castles, so now it's up to the attack to start. Magnus right away strikes in the center. He sees an opportunity. If his opponent doesn't like react in this position, maybe, I don't know, play queen to c8, he can go right away and fork these two pieces and win one of them. So for sure his opponent see that, and he takes the pawn. Magnus takes back, takes with the pawn, and Magnus takes with the rook. And with this, he's allowing himself to maybe like double the rook later if his opponent doesn't do anything to prevent that. Magnus can have this beautiful double rook, and he can go ahead and like start an attack on the king side here. So this is what we're gonna see, I think, in the coming moves. So Magnus takes with the rook. His opponent comes back with the bishop in this diagonal, which is a very good spot for the bishop. I think he should have gone right away from the beginning and put his bishop on b7 and having more vision here, attacking more pieces, blocking the vision of the other bishop. Maybe later they can exchange and black will be in a very good position. Magnus here moved his rook right away, and the rook now is eyeing the h7 pawn. So these are clear intentions of Magnus, that he is going for the king and he wants to checkmate the king's opponent. The opponent king, sorry. Okay. Carlsen went back with his bishop, and now he really needs to defend this position. It's equal, but it's really stressful with Magnus eyeing his bishop here. The white bishop on g7 is really strong, eyeing this diagonal. The rook on h4, how did it get there? This is really amazing by Magnus. And now he moves the rook again, h3. I think that's the only move. If you go back here, he can't. If you go back to f4, it's not really seeing anything. The rook, this one is protected, so the best thing to do in this position is to go rook to h3. Carlsen moved his knight to f6. He's trying to defend this pawn, moving more pieces into defense, trying to protect his king as much as he can. But Magnus doesn't really care. He wants to have the right setup, keep preparing his pieces. He moved his queen. Later he's gonna move the rook for sure and have that battery on the e file with the help of the rook and the black bishop. This is gonna be very dangerous for white, and black really gonna be in very big trouble here. I don't know what this move does. The bishop here is not really doing anything, it's not really seeing anything. Black surely doesn't want to exchange by taking the knight, and white takes back with his white bishop. So with the advantage of the two bishops, I think it's gonna be way worse for black. So from here, as I said, it's gonna be pretty obvious that Magnus will have this battery on the e file. This is gonna be very good for him to capitalize on the advantage. You can see that the eval bar says that Magnus is not really better in this position, but the players are not seeing the engine nor the evaluation of the position. This looks dangerous and this looks promising for white, and Magnus is really going for the king. Yeah, this queen to b8 move is really weird. Yeah, maybe he wants to like centralize his queen from a very different angle. Maybe later, I don't know if Magnus plays something like yeah, maybe like this. I don't know. He wants to strike in the center, and with that the queen will have more vision from here. Maybe that's the idea, but it's not really clear to me at this stage what his opponent is trying to do. So let's go back. Magnus centralized his knight. It's a very good outpost, protected by this pawn. Is eyeing multiple squares in the position. This one, this one, this one also. It's a very good knight. And yeah, we see the idea now of Talaxin. He wanted Magnus to take, he will take back, and he will be in a very good position with a centralized queen. So Magnus here gave him that because he saw something Talaxin didn't see this position. Magnus here so that he can have his queen on c2, eyeing this pawn, and with the help of this knight and the rook he can go for the checkmate on h7. So will Talaxin allow him to do that? We're gonna see if he like correctly handles this position and how he needs to deal with the setup of pieces. And for that, Talaxin actually played a wrong move or a blunder at this position. He didn't see the attack coming. He wanted to strike in the center, exchange more pieces, and go to the endgame. Magnus here went back with his knight, and it's actually a sacrifice here, but it's obvious that Talaxin will take that, because if he takes with his knight, this is a checkmating one. This is gonna be very hilarious, but that didn't happen. So Talaxin, like a very normal human, played this move to h6. He's trying to protect his king from checkmate, but he didn't see this coming. Rook to e5, attacking his queen, added more pieces into the attack. The rook later will come here and attack the king. That's the idea of Magnus. Magnus escapes with his queen. Talaxin, sorry, escapes with his queen, but he didn't see the sacrifice coming. Knight takes h6. This will open up the king. This is a clear sacrifice, a piece for a pawn, but it opens up the king. It's more dangerous now. It's open with the two rooks, the queen, the bishop. It's gonna be checkmate coming. No way Talaxin can save himself from this. Rook takes, king attacks the rook, second rook comes into the game, checks the king. King has one only move, take the rook. Bishop to protect the rook, eyeing a discovered check. If we move the rook, we have a discovered check. Talaxin, very calm and collected, take the pawn. It was a desperate move for sure. He has nothing to do. He knows he's gonna be checkmated, so why not? I can take a pawn and go with that. It's okay. I'm playing against Magnus. I can lose with checkmate. Magnus with a discovered check, blocks with the queen, the only move. Magnus doesn't even take the queen. Check first. Talaxin covers with the knight, takes the knight, another sack of the rook. Queen check, king to g4. Magnus is now hunting the king. Then takes the queen. Talaxin has really nothing to do. He could resign at this position, but he kept playing. He said maybe Magnus will make a mistake. I don't know, move a pawn and I take the bishop with a check. I mean, he has nothing to do. Magnus professionally playing king to g2, sacrificing his bishop. He sees a checkmate coming with the help of the queen, these 2 pawns and the king, and one final heroic pawn, this pawn on e3. His opponent takes the bishop, okay, check, h3, king moves, another check with the queen, king moves to f5, another check with pawn to g4, king's only move to e4, and the final blow, queen to d4, checkmate. Yeah, man, this is like crazy game. We see Magnus sacrificing pieces here and there. He sees it, he knows the checkmate is coming, he believes in himself, and his opponent really, with one blunder, one mistake, he lost it all. This is one of my favorite games ever. I really enjoy looking at it again and again, and why not sharing it with you today since it's the birthday of the GOAT, Magnus Carlsen. Thank you everyone, this is all. I'm gonna see you more in coming videos hopefully, so make sure to subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends, and see you soon. Goodbye.